So, I haven't been keeping up with the news lately, but I at least still hear about things that are happening. So, lately, I've been hearing my parents and the Chinese radio saying Trump is going to war with Elon. And I'm just thinking, I haven't heard anything lately about there being more beef between Trump and Elon Musk. And then I realized, fucking hell, are they trying to say Iran? Saying he's gonna go to war with Elon, are they saying Iran instead of Elon? Iran? Good God. Chinese people and their inabilities to pronounce R's. Like, it's not just my parents, the radio said it too. So, we're gonna wait for No Shame in Feeding to show up before I dive deep into discussing absolute cinema. Because you've been waiting for this moment. You've been waiting who knows how long for this. You've been frothing at the mouth just waiting for me to get to this. And the time has finally come. Well, let's just see how long No Shame in Feeding's gonna take, because he was expecting this today. I was on call with him when I watched it too. So he got my genuine initial reactions. Let's see, I did get a couple of shinies today. I don't know, I've just been going crazy on shiny hunting things that I want. So today, I got myself a shiny alpha Feebas. And you know me, I prefer my shiny Milotics to be female, so I wanted specifically a female shiny alpha Feebas. And luckily I won the coin flip. First donut, all the calories. I got 2 regular Feebases, but none alpha, so I had to restart. And then, second run. Yes! First thing was shiny alpha, and luckily enough, female as well. And then I got another regular size shiny Magikarp. I only got the 2. Damn, that was kind of crazy. It was a 3-star distortion, I'm pretty sure. Or was it a 2? Might have been a 2, actually. And the donut I had was like 25 minutes long for calories. And it was level 2 sparkling and... level 2 sparkling water and level 2 alpha. And in 25 minutes, I only got 2 shinies. One of them being shiny alpha, of course. So let me show you this. So it took me so long to get a distortion that spawned Galarian Farfetch'd that when I finally got it, I thought, I don't want to waste this opportunity given how long it took. So I made myself a donut to try to get myself a shiny alpha in the process. And I didn't get just 1, I got 2. I got 2 shiny alpha Farfetch. Here's that shiny alpha female Feebas, by the way. I also finally got a distortion that spawns Hisuian Quillfish. And same thing, since it took so long for me to actually get, I don't want to waste the opportunity. I'm going to try to get a shiny alpha while I have it. And yes, I know I can just get it from the special scans, but I don't think I need to say any more from the special scans. Only thing left in my Pokedex are a couple of special scan exclusives. The Gimmighoul line, Rotom. I don't know if No Shaman Feeding is out. He hasn't responded yet. So before we start, and to give him a little bit more time, let me tell you guys a quick story real quick. So the night before yesterday, there was a big snowfall. A lot of snow came down the night before yesterday. So, yesterday, we basically had a snow day. It was a lot of snow yesterday. However, we still went to work, or at least I did. So, I still had to get up and shovel the snow. I had to get up, shovel the snow, and still go out to work. While my sister continues to sleep, and she gets told, you don't need to come out today. And I'm just like, well, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. Because that happened yesterday on Thursday. She already took Wednesday and half of Monday off. It's like, that's not fair. And let me tell you, yesterday, damn near half the mall was closed. And I really don't understand people who go out and shop during days like this. Because everything I did to even get out of the house, they had to do too. I'm assuming they had to get up, shovel the snow, drive out in this weather, park their car in the parking lot, walk inside, and do some shopping. At least for someone like me, it's kind of makes sense, you know, going in for work. But people coming out to shop during this time? And no, it wasn't shopping for anything essential like groceries or anything. No, it's literally walking around and shopping. There was a handful of people who walked around and was shopping. But anyways, I found it mad unfair that my sister took Wednesday and half of Monday off, and she just gets told to not come in on Thursday, but I still had to go in, plus shovel the snow. So I felt like that was absolute bullshit. So then I just went, you know what? I'm not gonna work tomorrow, so today. Because I just straight up didn't want to. I didn't go into work today because I just didn't want to. Because I was saying too, you know, it's mad unfair that she gets to stay home while I still had to come out plus shovel the snow. And then I was even saying like, you know, I have stuff too that I could do at home and only at home. I have an entire film I need to watch. And, you know, I kind of cannot watch it out here, and I'm kind of not able to watch it at home because you people take over the TV every night. You know, the other night, within the past week, the other night, I watched an episode of The Sandman on the living room TV just because I had the time and the opportunity. And my sister was mad. She got physically, genuinely mad. She was genuinely upset that I was using the TV. Now, yes, I did say before that I will never use the living room TV at night again because my family, they despise me. They genuinely don't like me using it. So I know I said I'll never do that again. So why did I do it again? Look, we humans are creatures of habit, okay? Can you blame me if I want to watch something on the big living room TV? Man, my mom even tried to gaslight me too, because it's usually my mom and sister watching on the living room TV. Hence why I'm not allowed to, because they're using it. My mom even tried to gaslight me, like, that's gentlemanly behavior, letting us use the TV. And I'm just like, gentlemanly behavior? I'm sorry, mother, who helps you wash the dishes every night? Who helps you cook dinner every night? Gentlemanly behavior. So I gotta be a gentleman and let you use it every night, as in I never get to? And then my dad also tried to gaslight me, like, son, why don't you go to the basement and use the basement TV? And I'm just like, me? Why don't they go to the basement and use the basement TV? Why do I have to go down? They use the TV every single night. I just use it every once in a while, or at least I would like to. Why do I have to go down? Why can't they? So anyways, long story short, yesterday during the snow day, I had to go out to work, which was bullshit, because my sister didn't have to. And I just went, if I stayed at home, I would have been able to do the stuff that I still have to do, that I still plan to do. You know, I would like to watch the movie on the big living room TV, you know, not have to go down to the basement. And if it wasn't gonna be like that, then I would have watched the movie on my phone, and that would have been no way to experience absolute cinema. So yeah, today I just stayed home because I felt like it, because I didn't want to go to work. I stayed home. I did the dishes because nobody bothered to yesterday. My dad even asked me, "You're not going out today? Why?" I'm just like, "Why? Father, because I don't want to." And besides, look at the sink, Father. If not me, who will do these? If not me, who will do the dishes? Because clearly, none of you guys last night while watching TV watching TV in the living room bothered to. None of you volunteered to. So if not me, who? So I stayed home, I watched the movie in the living room, I did the dishes. I had to go out and get a couple of stuff, which, you know, shaved off like an hour of my day. What I wanted to do too was record some more Breath of the Wild and get some more Koroks, because it's really hard for me to do that, you know? It's really hard for me to find time to record Breath of the Wild these days, because getting the Koroks takes a long time, and it's hard to reserve time on a regular basis. I'll be honest, the last time I recorded Breath of the Wild, me getting the Koroks was like 2 weeks ago, maybe more. And look, I don't want to prolong it. I just don't have many opportunities to find the time. And you know, that's still just the recorded footage. I haven't edited down the footage yet or did any voiceover. I'm not even done recording the Koroks yet. So I wanted to record the Koroks today, but then I had to go out and do some stuff, which shaved off a lot of my time. And by the time I got back home, I didn't have enough time to record. And I'm just like, ugh, you know what? I'm sleepy. I'm gonna take a nap. You wanna know what else? My laptop died. Like, completely died. It does not seem to work anymore. My laptop, I tried turning it on today. Nothing. Not even a light. No. Like, where it says, like, the battery's being charged, that didn't even light up. So I thought, okay, let me try plugging it in and try turning it on. Nope. Nothing lit up. Not even the light that indicates it's being charged. Nope. So it seems like my laptop may truly be finished. Damn. It's a bit of a shame. I had that laptop for 11 to 12 years now. I got that just before high school. I got it in preparation for high school. So yeah, it seemed like my laptop is RIP now. And also real quick, I want to tell you guys about a dream I had last night. It's literally the same dream I've had over and over, unlike a certain character that I'm about to discuss. At least I remember my dreams, for the most part. So last night I had, yet again, the dream where I have an assignment coming up and I haven't done it yet. Only this time, actually, I remember the details. This time, in my dream, I believe I was in 8th grade, which is a little bit early, you know, a little early to have semester-long assignments, but whatever. So last night in my dream, I was in 8th grade, and my teacher was telling us that assignment, that semester-long assignment, that due date is coming up. It's still a little bit of ways away, but it's still coming up. So just updating you guys. Hope you guys are on top of that. And me, in my dream, of course I haven't started it yet. Man, I remember in my dream, the assignment, you know, I had to research it, type it out, and then I remember my assignment, I even had to record, like, a video, edit it, like, get it all done, and I did none of it yet. I didn't start. And of course, whenever I wake up, I'm just thinking like, oh, I really gotta get going on that assignment. I wake up and I realize, wait a second. I'm done school. I got no assignment to worry about. At least that's what I would have said. Because I am officially back in school now. And, yo, my brain is telling me, you haven't even started yet. Because remember, what I'm taking right now in school, it's all do-it-yourself. There is no professor to teach you week after week. No, all the materials online, you do it all yourself, and I haven't even looked at it once yet. So my brain, my subconscious is telling me, yo, lazy fat boy, get on that. You haven't even looked at it once yet. And you're approaching week 2, where you have even more material to go over. I swear to you guys, I was gonna do that today. If I had enough time, I was going to watch the movie, do the dishes, maybe record some Koroks. go over the material, but I just... You know, instead, what I did was I took a nap. Also, my laptop kind of died, so it would be a bit of a hassle for me to dig it back up on my computer. Okay, we wait for No Shame in Feeding to see when we can start discussing the film. Otherwise, I'll just start and he can watch the VOD. I don't know if he watched the VOD from last time when he missed me discussing the episode. He said he would. I don't know if he did or not. Oh yeah, also it seems like maybe tomorrow night I'm gonna hang out with some friends. One of my friends' birthdays is on Monday, but that's a Monday, so it seems like they want to hang out tomorrow on Saturday to celebrate. Also, he just got a brand new job. Yeah, he just got a brand new job. Sorry, I just had to ban a bot from the chat. He got a brand new job. He got a job where I think he plays a role in an escape room. That may sound easy and fun, but don't forget, this is still a job, so there's still training involved. You need to learn the role, remember the lines, if there is any. Know the layout of, you know, the escape room. Know what it is you need to do, your route, the path you have to follow. Don't touch anyone, don't touch anything, and kind of most importantly, the one that's pretty hard to do, you know. And that is keep a straight face. You know, don't laugh during the performance and break character, break the immersion. You want to know what's funny? Earlier today when I watched the movie, I was in call with No Shame in Feeding because he wanted to hear my genuine initial reactions. Funny thing is, he was at work. He was at work during that. His boss was cool with it though. He straight up told me that his boss is okay with him being on the phone as long as it's not busy. And I'm just like, W's boss, sweet. Ugh. We'll wait a couple more minutes, and if he's not here, then I'll just get started. Oh, you want to know one thing I did think of regarding Chainsaw Man? So, I just love how we saw none of anything that played out in the opening credits, the opening theme song. You know, the bowling, the beach trip, we saw none of that. And then I come to find out that the entire opening credits, it's an entire like reimagining of several different movies. Because supposedly the creator of Chainsaw Man has a big resume of films. So like damn near shot for shot of the opening sequence were remakes of other movies. I suppose that makes more sense as to why the opening theme song is so sporadic, and damn near none of anything that played out in the credits we actually saw. Oh, you want to know what else? How did I miss this? How did I miss this news? So, last week, we got... Hold on, let me see. Yeah, last week we got the official casting for the live-action Tangled movie. Now, I, along with a lot of other people, are saying this movie does not need a live-action remake, but we're getting one anyways. So, yeah, we actually did get our official cast reveal for the live-action Tangled. How did I miss this? I didn't hear any news of this. So, live-action Tangled, Rapunzel herself is going to be played by Tegan Croft. Excellent choice right there. Especially in my books, you know, she was Raven on Titans. So, I already have a good impression of her. And playing Flynn Rider will be Milo Manheim. Now, I don't recognize him particularly. Let me see. Has he been anything I've seen? I see he's in a lot of Disney projects. Nope. From what I've seen, I have not seen him in anything. So, there you go. The casting for the live-action Rapunzel. What? The live-action Tangled remake. Let me drink some water and then we will start discussing. Look at this. This took me so long to get. Hisuian Quillfish, this took me so long to get. This is the last thing I need for my decks, not counting the special scan ones. the last thing I need for my dex is Overquill. And then I get the privilege of grinding until I get special scans for the remaining ones I need, being Rotom, being Gimme Ghoul, and Golden Go. And then that's it. My Pokédex will be complete. And then I get to grind even more for the legendaries to shiny hunt. I say the Pokédex will be complete. I haven't done the side missions for the mythicals yet. I'm saving that for the end. Well, after I catch Overquill, and then I'm going to use those to grind for the special scan survey points. Okay, so let's start talking about the movie in question, the one that everyone has been waiting for me to watch. Let's start talking about Chainsaw Man, the movie, Raise Arc. So like I said, I stayed home today because I didn't want to go to work, because I didn't feel like it. And I took the opportunity to watch it at home on the big TV in the living room, because otherwise my sister will genuinely have rage and anger in her for me using it. Like genuine anger that I dare use the television at night. So we start off with the Sony logo, which I suppose the film needs a distributor. Actually, I'm kidding. So we start off with kind of like a comic strip animated sequence where we see Denji have his dream again. The dream where he can't remember, but he always has. And then, to my surprise, it actually, the movie actually opens up right after the end of the last episode in season 1. No time skip or anything, no couple days, no week later. No, it opens up immediately after the end of the last episode, which I was really surprised to see. So at the end of the last episode, Hayakawa, Denji, and Power, they had a nice wholesome night. They went out, hung out, did some shopping, ate some food, and then Power and Denji completely crashed out. We saw Hayakawa go outside for a smoke, and we see the aftermath of that scene as the beginning of this episode, the beginning of this movie. I guess Hayakawa went back in, and instead of going to his bed, he fell asleep in the living room right with them, to the point his head was on Denji's feet when they woke up in the morning. So Denji, waking up from his dream that he always has but cannot remember, he wakes up, looks at Power, and hey, Power looks a little different. She has a couple extra horns on her head. Of course, Denji, he's wondering, is this a dream still? Are those real? So Power just completely socks him right in the gut, to where, yes, it is. It is real life. It's no dream. So we get the opening montage, as well as hearing Iris Out play. And pretty hilarious. During the montage, we see them prepare for work, but Power really doesn't want to go to work. Like, really, really, really does not want to go to work. To the point she kind of acts like a kid, hugging a light post. And the guys just had to rip her off of it to get her to public safety. And it's actually revealed why she doesn't want to go to work. Makima is looking over her, examining her on why she has some extra horns, and it's probably because she drank a little too much blood. Too much blood during her fight against the zombies. So, Makima needs power to stay so that she can drain some blood out of her, because she has too much in her right now. And pretty hilarious, pretty adorable how Power is signaling to Denji, no, don't leave me, please. Makima even asks Denji permission to borrow her partner for a bit, as if she needs permission to do so. But, you know, Denji, seeing this is probably a pretty funny prank, is just like, yeah, go ahead, take her. Take all the time you need. Makima is just noticing, what's wrong, Denji? You seem a little, disappointed. Huh? Oh, no, I'm not disappointed. Not at all. Oh, if you're not disappointed, then here, let me assign you a new partner in the meantime. And it's actually the Shark Fiend. We learn that his name is Beam. So the Shark Fiend, Beam, is really attached to Denji. Obey his every command. Even Denji's just like, man, back up! I'm not into guys. And, not gonna lie, this is, you know, Power gets sidelined the entire movie. Power, we don't see her for the rest of the movie. She is, for the entire movie, just getting some blood drained over at public safety. And we don't even see it happen, too. Not even just like a quick scene to show what it even looks like. Nope. Nope. Power's gone for the rest of the film. I guess there just would have been too many girls in this film had they included her in this arc. So, Denji and, wait, no, not yet. I was thinking a little ahead. So Makima, seeing that Denji is still a little upset that he has a guy as a partner now, Makima tries to cheer him up a bit. She's just like, hey Denji, if you're really not that disappointed, then how about you and we go out on a date tomorrow? And then, man, forget the rest of the day. They immediately cut to said tomorrow, where the date is supposed to happen. Denji has been waiting outside the theater since like 5 a.m. Or he was up since 5 a.m. because he couldn't sleep due to the sheer excitement. So he just waited at the theater all night. So Makima comes and, hey, look at that. We finally see Makima looking different. Her hair is down, she's in more casual clothes, she looks nice. And Denji's just like, oh my god, so cute! So Denji's all excited on what they could do together, but Makima's just like, we're gonna watch this movie. And we're gonna watch like 10 more movies, that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna go theater jumping and we're just gonna watch films all day. And, you know, speaking from personal experience, theaters aren't the best dates. Because you just sit there and you watch, and that's pretty much it. No talking, no doing anything, you just sit there and watch together. So, yeah, even Denji's a little disappointed, like, that's it? Man, we're not really doing anything. Just kind of sitting here watching stuff. You know, in between the movies, they do go to like a little cafe and sit down and talk. And both of them really hate the movies that they watch. They're not impressed. They're watching the movies. Denji is noticing that the other audience members around him, they're either laughing, crying, whatever, to the plot of the movie. And Makima, straight face. Straight face. The entire time. No reaction. Like, is she even breathing? Denji's just wondering, the people over there, they are laughing. The people there, they're crying. Looks at Makima, nothing. No reaction. And then, you know, after the movies, they go to the cafes, get their drinks, and go over and briefly talk about the film. They're just like, that film sucked. That film was pretty bad. The music was nice, though. I can tell that they put a lot of money to make that film. It isn't until the very last film that we see even a hint of emotion out of Makima. Where Denji... What the movie kind of seems like it's like a retro film being replayed at the theater, because it, from what I gather, looks like a war veteran returning home to his mother, and then the mother just overwashed with relief instead of joy for seeing her son is alive. Instead of smiling and celebrating, she just hugs her son. At least that's what I thought the film was. We see Denji actually start crying, and he's just like, oh god, I hope Makima doesn't see me like this. Turns and sees Makima, still with a straight face, but tears running down her face. Alright, the girl does have some emotion in her. And I could not help but notice, too, that it's just the two of them in the theater. No one else, not a single other soul in that auditorium. It was just those two. Which, you know, leads me more to believe that this film is a classic retro film being replayed in a theater. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I guess it's a good... I should have said this before I went over the film. I should probably mention, too, that this film did not play out how I thought it would initially before watching it, but as I was watching the film, it played out exactly how I thought it would, mostly. There were a couple of swerves they hit me with the plot, but for the most part, I was able to predict, yeah, I know what's gonna happen, I know what's coming up, I know the direction they're leading. Anyway, so after the day is over, their date day is officially done. Denji is questioning, does he even have a heart still? Like Makima, do you think I still have a heart? So Makima just, you know, abruptly, just casually, very suddenly, turns around, puts her ear to Denji's chest, completely shocking him, and listens for a heartbeat. Yep, I hear a heartbeat in there, Denji. You still have a heart. And so Denji, yeah, that fills him with joy. That fills him with delight. Like, so I'm assuming the next day, Denji and Beam, the shark fiend, they're just walking on patrol. And Denji is super happy. Like, yeah, I made some moves. I made progress with Makima. She says I have a heart. Yeah. So Denji's really feeling himself right now. He's really excited. He's really overjoyed. He walks by these people who are collecting donations for victims of devil attacks. So he donates. I don't know Japan currency, so I don't know how much he paid. I'm assuming he paid like, I don't know, he could have paid $1 for all I know. He pulled out a coin that looked like a dime over on this side of the world. Then again, like I said, I don't know how much money he actually donated. So he donated, and then the people, obviously, any donation's great. Anything is better than nothing. So they're just like, thank you. And they reach into a bouquet or a pot, I don't remember. And then they hand Denji a flower, and he's just like, wow. And starts eating it. Even the people collecting the donations are shocked, like, huh? You ate it? And Denji sees nothing wrong with that. He's just like, I have a heart. I can appreciate how beautiful this flower is. And you know what? I gotta give some applause to Denji for actually thinking a little more beyond his original goal. He was thinking to himself, while Beam was following him this whole time, he was thinking to himself, if I defeat the Gun Devil, Makima will grant me one wish. I'm going to use that wish to ask her to be my girlfriend. You know what? Bravo, Denji, you're thinking beyond. You're thinking for more. Instead of your one wish just being sex with her, you're thinking of more than that. So, good for you, Denji. I actually thought for once. But then, oh no, it starts to rain. It starts raining. So, they need to run for cover. Or most likely just Denji, because Shark Fiend, he kind of thrives in the rain, and I suppose Denji just left him behind. So Denji runs off for some cover from the rain. He ends up going into a little telephone booth, as if he was Superman. And then, the character in question, the girl of the hour, the person who has the spotlight on her this entire movie, Reze shows up. Goes into the telephone booth as well. Starts making small talk with Denji, starts, acting nice towards him, and I gotta say, Denji has more riz than I do. Because he starts gagging and dry heaving. Wow, what riz. He starts doing that, and then he spits up the flower that he ate earlier and hands it to her. Now, yes, I say that he has more riz than I do, handing a girl a puked up flower covered in spit. But hey, she liked it. She appreciated it. For God's sake, we see throughout the film she kept it. And I'm kind of questioning, how was that flower still intact? I know damn well I saw Denji chew it when he ate it. The petals weren't even torn off. The flower was completely intact when he spat it back up. Ugh. So you're telling me after he ate that flower, walked around, and ran for shelter under the rain, that flower the whole time was like in the back of his throat. It did not go all the way down to his stomach and begin digesting. Food reaches the stomach rather quick. It doesn't take that much time for it to go down once you swallowed it. But whatever. So she introduces herself as Reze to him. At least, I forget when exactly she did, but who cares. And then she even introduces, or suggests to Denji, hey, I work at that cafe just down the road over there. You should come and visit. Alright, bye. So she does exactly that. She goes to work. She goes over to the cafe. She puts on her apron. And, we have this nice little wholesome, innocent squabble between her and her boss. Just, building the character. And the fact that she has a customer, she brings the water to Denji. And she's just like, wow, you got here before even I did. It's like, how? How is that the case? So Reze sits next to him, asks her boss to bring Denji some coffee, and Denji's not a big fan of coffee, let's say that. And oh my, how quickly the tables have turned, because Denji, he's just like, is this girl into me? Does she like me? I like people who like me. How quickly Denji began to catch feelings. And you know what? I can't blame him. But more on that later. So we see throughout the film small little scenes with Hayakawa and the Angel Devil. I'm just gonna call him Angel for now. I don't even know if we know his actual name. And yes, this movie did confirm that this character is a he. Very misleading design on the character, I must say. But whatever. So we see throughout the film that Hayakawa, he is with the Angel Devil. So they're at a park because the two of them are assigned for the time being. And I gotta say, the Angel Devil was eating an ice cream cone. I've never seen a square ice cream cone before. Oh, by the way, a little side note. Just a little side note before we continue with the film. I hear my dad doing the dishes right now, which, if not for me staying home and doing last night's dishes earlier, then he absolutely would not. You see, one issue with the fact that my family does not want my dad to do, despite us bitching about the fact that nobody volunteers to do the dishes if I don't, is the fact that he wastes a lot of water when he does the dishes. He has the water running at full blast the entire time, and he does not stop the water at all, even when scrubbing. So he uses a lot of water when he washes the dishes. Anyway, so back to the film. So we see Hayakawa and Angel. You know, they're not necessarily friends at the moment. They don't even get along at all. But Hayakawa has revealed that they know the location of the Gun Devil. Like, they know where the Gun Devil is, and they're going to send a team to go and investigate. But before they do, Hayakawa would like a little bit more experience fighting off some big devils. Well, let me say, your wish will be granted in this film. Yes, please. I hope Tornadus becomes shiny too. Please. It's long overdue. So we see that Hayakawa and Angel, they did take down some devil. It's unnamed what devil this is. And we see that this devil has seemingly consumed, like, some private devil hunter. Where, you know, he's kind of missing his entire lower half of his body. So we get introduced to the idea of private devil hunters. Thundurus is really calling your name in Ultra Moon. You ain't lying! Anyways, yeah, we see in a flashback that it was Makima who assigned Hayakawa to partner up with Angel for now. And she's just like, you know, you don't have to get along. You don't even have to be friends. Just pretend for the time being. And we even get a little bit of backstory to the Angel Devil. And that is that he, like, killed his entire village. Unintentionally, I'm gonna hope. And that the Angel Devil is able to turn, like, souls into weapons. Hayakawa's sword being one of those weapons. You already have shiny Enamorus? No. No, I don't. What do you think we're building up towards? We also have a small little talk between Hayakawa and Angel at some point in the movie, where the Angel Devil asks Hayakawa, does anyone else know the fact that you have 5 years remaining? Hayakawa's shocked that Angel knows this, and Angel said it was actually Power who told him. And I'm just like, 5? Last I heard, he had 2. What do you mean 5? So I'm guessing our characters are not updated on how long Hayakawa has left. It seems like the last update they know of is 5 years remaining, but no, wrong. Last I heard, he only has 2 years left, and let's face it, we know damn well he has less than 2 years, especially with something he does in the film. And I still am not completely clear. Is every time he uses a sword, it takes like, I don't know, a day off of his life? Or is it only when he uses a sword's abilities? Like, can he just swing it around like an ordinary weapon? Would you mind one day shiny hunting all the megas in the Mega Dimension DLC? I'm already hunting plenty in ZA already. To the point, I'm about to run out of box space. I really need that Pokemon Home update. So anyways, enough with these characters. Let's go back to our main character, Denji, because he goes back to the cafe, because we know, I know what kind of man you are. We know exactly why Denji goes back to the cafe. Even Denji throughout the film is conflicted too. He's just like, my heart belongs with Makima, but my body is ready. My body is telling me to go and meet with Rize more. I can't stop my body from walking to the cafe, opening the door and sitting down. So Denji, he goes to the cafe. And of course, Rize is... So Rize is there doing homework? Keeping up with her studies, you know what? Good, good. I like that. I like seeing that. Once again, from personal experience, doing homework on the job, yeah, that's not a great look. As I've grown up, I've come to realize that's not a great look. You know, we're not talking homework right after school has ended. We're talking homework from the last day. Not gonna lie, I wasn't smart with my actions in the past. So Rize is able to pick up on certain things about Denji. The fact that he doesn't know how to read kanji, so she tries to teach him. I mean, all she writes is balls, and Denji knows how to read that one. So she picks up on other things about Denji. The fact that, you know, despite only being 16 years old, he's working for public safety, risking his life, killing devils as a devil hunter. He also has not gone to school. So, Rize invites him to go to her school at night to just goof off, have a good time together, show Denji around what a school looks like. And Denji reluctantly kind of just goes, okay. But before that, we see some random dude, some random serial killer, some random bad villain character who shall go unnamed, because he just continues to go unnamed. We see that he's in some sort of like Outlast setting. And he's talking to a voice literally in the sink as if it's Pennywise. And he's speaking to the Typhoon Devil, where he has a deal where if he gets the chainsaw's heart, he will have, I think, like, permanently have the Typhoon Devil's power. So we know that this freak is after Denji. Okay, so Denji and Rize at the pool, at the school, they wander around the school and then for some reason don't turn on the lights. Then again, I suppose that would alert people outside that there are people inside the school. Man, you ever been to a school at night? It's already freaky enough with how liminal and empty it is, but not to turn on the lights. Yeah, some fear gets inflicted. So anyways, they write some stuff on the chalkboards, have fun, have a good time. And then Reze has the bright idea, hey, since you're very warm right now, because they talk about Denji's upbringing and how unusual and how bad it is, the fact that Denji is just like, man, I have a pretty good life right now. I get to sleep on a futon, and I get 3 meals a day. Reze just points out, but that's normal. That's how it should be. That's a normal life, and you're saying it as if it's a privilege right now. Like, you know. Geez, you really never went to school? So Denji, his mind is kind of fried right now, just thinking about all this. So Reze just offers him, hey, since you're really warm right now, as you say, let's cool off, shall we? So they go straight to the pool. The school pool. I don't know how many schools have swimming pools. Mine certainly didn't. Denji just flat out says that he doesn't know how to swim, so Reze offers to teach him. And then we see this very hot sequence where she just takes off her clothes. All of her clothes, every piece of clothing, every article of clothing. So she jumps in the pool, screams at Denji to jump in, and he's just like, do I dare? What do I do? Do I? And then the answer is obviously yes, to where he moves so fast, his clothes literally teleport off of him. Like, legitimately. His clothes just teleport off of him. We don't even see him take off his clothes. He did it that fast. So Denji jumps in, and we see a very, very nice, very wholesome sequence of the two of them playing around in the pool. And, well, the fact that Reze is butt-ass naked, we don't get to see any details. We see lines where the breasts are, but we don't see any nipples. And I'm just like, what the hell, man? Where's my details? And yes, I was looking for research purposes. But yeah, they don't have the explicit details. We literally from time to time see her two fully exposed breasts above the water, but there's no nips. So it's just like, what the hell, man? Why are you denying me the good stuff? And also, Denji, seeing Reze completely in the nude, he's just like, oh my god, this is the first time I'm seeing nipples! But yeah, so we get this nice moment where Reze actually teaches Denji how to swim. But then it starts to rain again. So they put on their clothes and they head back inside. They go back inside, they talk for a bit, and then Reze just leaves the room for a moment to use the bathroom. When she comes back from the bathroom, she is ambushed by the guy who has a contract with the Typhoon Devil. And, well, he just chases her with a knife. And Reze runs down the hallways screaming for help, like genuinely panicking. I'm going to assume, just jumping a little bit ahead, I'm going to assume she did that just in case Denji heard and came to her rescue. Cause, like, you're seriously telling me Denji didn't hear any of that? The school is empty! How far away is the girls' bathroom from the classroom they were staying in? Like, is it on another floor? on the very opposite side of the building? Because even if so, you should be able to hear her screaming or things falling to the ground, like how she pushed down a cabinet or whatever to try to slow him down. You're telling me Denji heard none of that. And if you're going to make the argument that the thunderstorm happening outside, because of the Typhoon Devil, Denji wasn't able to hear any of it because of the storm, because of the thunder. You're telling me the thunder matched perfectly with all of Reise's screams? The rain was that loud, it blocked out everything? I mean, maybe, but it's a little hard to believe, especially the fact that, like, how far was the bathroom from the classroom? Anyway, so Reise runs up to the roof, and she's kind of cornered to where that guy, he's licking his lips. He's very excited to skin her face and cut out her eyeballs. So he charges at her with the knife, and then Reise just pulls a Black Widow move and just chokes him out with a straight face too. And then she starts singing. And at this point, I'm just like, God damn, she's a keeper. She chokes someone out with a straight face and serenades him as she sends him on his way. Yo, she's a keeper. I'm not gonna lie. But also, I felt like the scene kind of played out a little too long. Like, she was just singing, and it just kept on going. We see glimpses of other characters and what they're doing during the storm, all being dubbed with Reise singing, and I felt like it just played out a little bit too long, but whatever. So Reise stands up over the dude's dead body. I'm kind of thinking, are you going to take care of the body? Because if you don't, well, who's really going to care? I'm going to assume any fingerprints just wash off of that guy, right? But anyways, Reise is able to tell, is this you, Typhoon Devil? Yeah, it's you. In exchange for me forgetting about this for the moment, you will give me your power for a while. Whatever she said. And then she goes back to visit Denji in the classroom, jump scaring him. And to my surprise, Denji doesn't question, hey, why are your clothes wet? Why is your hair wet? I'm assuming that they dried up after coming back from the pool, right? I'm assuming that. So, I'm surprised Denji didn't question, hey, why are your clothes wet? Did you go outside in the rain? Why? You said you were going to the bathroom. Why'd you go outside in the rain? But he didn't question that. But fine, maybe because they didn't have the lights on, it was hard for him to tell. It was hard for him to see that the clothes and hair were wet. Whatever. So Reise offers Denji, hey, there's a festival happening tomorrow night nearby. Want to go together? And Denji once again kind of just goes, okay. So we get this very lovely montage, very romantic, lovey-dovey, very nice to look at, very much a you wish you were in that position, don't you loser? Kind of moment. We see Denji and Reise just having a grand old time during the festival. Playing games, eating food. We see Denji's POV of Reise feeding him stuff. It's like, oh, every guy's dream. So they go to this nice little secluded spot to watch the fireworks. And I'm just thinking, like, alright, I already got vibes beforehand, but now that they're going somewhere private to see fireworks, I can't be the only one who was picking up Persona 4 vibes, right? Like, come on. The festival and the fireworks at a hidden spot. I can't be the only one who was getting Persona 4 vibes. Anyway, so Reze offers Denji, excuse me, to run away together. Since, Denji, this life is bad for you, I'm afraid that it's not good for you. Reze. Yeah, you're right. So she offers Denji to run away together. It's like, it's not right what they're making you do. You're only 16. You never got a chance to go to school. You're hunting demons. That's not right. So she offers him to run away together. Have a normal life together. And I'm just thinking, Denji, I know you want to. I know it's very enticing, but don't. Remember what you said. If you run away, they hunt you. Don't. And thank God Denji doesn't take the bait, doesn't take up the offer, I mean. Because Denji just says, I mean, I kind of like my life right now. I'm making friends. I'm growing closer with some people. So it's like, I can't. So Reze just kisses Denji as the fireworks play out behind them. Ooh, cinematic. Ooh, it's beautiful. Oh, you wish you were in that position, don't you? But then we see Denji kind of struggle and then spit out blood. At that moment, I'm just like, what the fuck? Ooh, how the tone has shifted. Really, how it has shifted. It took a complete 180. We see Reze's genuine, joy-filled smile to a very sinister smile covered in blood. And then we see Denji collapse, and I kind of question, what did she even do? What did she even do? Did she bite out her tongue? Wait, did she bite out his tongue? Because there's no way they made a boom in his mouth, because otherwise we would have heard it or seen it. She did stick her tongue out, and there was something on her tongue. So I'm going to assume, yes, she bit out Denji's tongue. I don't know, I probably should have rewatched that scene before doing this. So, yeah, Bish kind of crazy, not gonna lie. You know, when I first watched a movie, I forgot it was a Chainsaw Man movie. Oh, you lost the plot. You got too deep into the sauce. You were so immersed, you forgot. It was so wholesome the first half. Yep. Before we continue, I just want to mention this. Like I said, as I watched the movie, I could smell the plot a mile away. The reason they had Denji go out with Makima was just to show how bland Makima was, how emotionless, how stone-faced she was, to where Denji is thinking, she's not that fun to be with, actually. And then they throw this bundle of joy straight to your face. Someone who is very full of life, very full of energy, constantly wants to be with Denji, to, not boycott, but to kind of borderline groom and mislead you and Denji to think, is Denji really going to switch up on the spot, realize Makima ain't shit, and go for Reze instead? Man, I tell you, I could smell it a mile away. But, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of saw the plot twist coming, just not like this. So now that Denji is weakened with, I assume, his tongue bitten out, Beam, the Shark Devil, comes to the rescue, just comes out of nowhere and swoops Denji away. I was kind of thinking, where the hell has he been this whole time? They introduced him in the beginning of the film to follow Denji, and he kind of just vanished. Well, I'm glad they didn't forget about him. I'm going to assume he was just following close by the whole time. So he swiftly swoops in, rescues Denji, and then just reveals to the audience, she's the Bomb Devil! Because she, too, wants the chainsaw's heart. So then it becomes this chase sequence. Also, Beam rescued Denji right as she was about to cut into his heart. Damn, Denji's never gonna trust a woman again after this. So, the chase is on. She turns into her bomb devil form, where her head resembles a napalm instead. Also, her arms and legs resemble more like fuse wires. So after some well-aimed blasts from her fingertips, well, they end up on a street where she's standing over them. Bomb-ass design. You're right about that. Bomb-ass design throughout the film. A lot of bomb-ass designs, if I say. So anyway, she has them, and then this car rolls up. First of all, at first I was thinking these were just some innocent bystanders, and I'm just like, you idiots. You see something going on? No, you don't stop the car and get out. You turn around and drive away. But then they step out with weapons, and these guys are private devil hunters. More like private dumbasses. Because she just swiftly blows them all up and... whoa. That could have been bad. Very easily taken care of. You know what that scene was exactly like? When Darrow shot the rocket launcher at those saviors? It was exactly the same scene. So, if I remember correctly, Beam used that moment to get Denji away. So the chase is continuing. Alright, so we get to the Special Division 2 training facility where Hayakawa is doing some boxing, I think. And then we meet this other guy, an old friend of his, I assume. Yeah, whatever. So, Beam shows up to the door with Denji. The two of them are pretty beaten up. And aside from Hayakawa, the other characters... some of the other characters are questioning, hey, this devil is on our side, right? Pause for a second. I'm just thinking, shouldn't the entire organization know which devils are on their side? Like, how do you not inform the rest of your workers which devils are on your side? Like, this is Division 4. This isn't Division 1, where they have a lot of secrets that, you know, lower-ranked agents don't get to know. This is Division 4. So, like, what if another everyday devil shows up and is like, I'm part of you guys. I'm with you guys. Don't attack me. You let them in and then they blow your ass up. It's like, how do you not inform the rest of your organization, the rest of your workers, which devils are on your side? But whatever. So, Beam shows up with a very beaten up Denji, telling Hayakawa, the bomb devil, it's after us. Something in the dialogue where Hayakawa wants Beam to explain everything to him, but Beam says he can't under Makima's orders, so then Hayakawa's just like, do it or I'll kill you. And I'm just thinking, Hayakawa, this is not the time for this. So Reize shows up. Reize shows up in human form, and Division 2 just kind of stands there. So Hayakawa's friend, what's his name, is just like, oh, a beautiful woman? No way, that's the threat, right? Nah, come on now, you should know by now, that is absolutely the threat. I mean, take a step back and evaluate your surroundings. It's the middle of the night, I'm assuming. There's nobody around. A beautiful, well-dressed, very kind girl is approaching, full of joy. That's not a hint of suspicious to you? So anyways, yeah. Hayakawa helps Beam and Denji escape while the rest of Division 2 go after Reize, and I'm just like, okay, let's see it. This is Division 2. Division 2. These guys, this is their training facility as well. And you have like a dozen guys in there. Let's see some ass beating. And, well, they got their ass beat, let me tell you. What a joke. What a joke of a division. So the dude's just like, stop, beautiful woman, don't step any closer. And she takes a step closer, so two other guys come out and use their powers to grow mold inside of her organs, and that stops Reize. I'm just thinking, why did you do that to her brain and stop her on the spot? Why'd you go for her stomach and intestines? Why did you go for her brain? And thank God the writers actually picked up on this too. Because the character's just like, why didn't you do that to her brain? And maybe I missed the explanation. It kind of just goes like, I can only do so if they're not alive? Or did it say only if they are alive? Because that would make a little less sense. Regardless, they threw in a line to explain why they didn't grow the mold in the brain. So, whatever. Reize is now kind of paralyzed by the mold inside of her. So what she does is she just blows off her own head and throws it into the building for it to blow up. And I'm just thinking, no, everyone, don't do something. Stand there. All of Division 2 in the training facility just stood there and did nothing. It's like, what the hell? So, everyone just gets smoked on the spot, like an entire building filled with Division 2 agents did nothing. Anyway, so Reize makes it into the building. And then we get some other people who I think have like contracts with the Fox Devil or something along the lines of that, where they, from behind Reize, he, or whatever, raises hand, says whatever to summon the Fox Devil, and Reize is able to react on the spot, dodging everything. First of all, I'm thinking, you can't whisper that? Why just shout it out loud to give away your position and next move? You couldn't whisper that? You can't think it in your mind, you have to shout it out loud. Another guy does the same thing and celebrates a little too early, thinking Reize has been taken down. Dumbass. Okay, so Hayakawa, Angel Devil, Beam, and Denji, they're in the car, but they haven't left yet? Moves get 10 times damage if you shout it. Anyway, so, yeah. Our characters made it out. They've gotten into the car, but they haven't started driving yet? Instead, Hayakawa just shouts to Angel, like, let Denji drink some of your blood. I feel like you could have done this while on the move. I don't make the rules. Yep, I guess moves do 10 times more damage if you shout it. So, Reize shows up in front of the car, saying, I don't want to kill anyone I don't have to. So, why don't you just give me Denji, and you guys get to go. What Hayakawa does is he just floors the car, and wow, I guess that dinky little car is able to go 0 to 100 on the spot. Because it drove out of there, and Reze did nothing but just stand there, and she just let them drive away. When we saw minutes earlier, she's able to react in real time to people shouting, shouting their devil moves at her. It's like, okay then. So now, Hayakawa decides to floor it. He also is trying to use the communication in the car, but it doesn't seem to work. And I'm just thinking, you don't have a phone? No one has a phone. Your only hope is the communication inside the car, and it's not working. This is like a government organization. You don't have backup plans? You don't have the bare minimum phones to communicate? Whatever. So, Reze is chasing them down, and then something happens. She actually gets an attack from other characters that we briefly got introduced to. So, the Violence Devil shows up, tries to put some work into Reze. So he does this, like, flying jump kick on her, and she just takes it. She blocks it, and just takes it, and he's just like, wow! I just unleashed my most powerful move on her, and it did nothing! I'm just like, you idiot, why would you say that out loud? Why would you straight up tell her that? Now any move you make, she will know won't do anything to her, since your strongest move already did nothing to her. And as they're about to do some hand-to-hand combat, would have been amazingly done in animation. Nope. And I applaud this decision. Violence Devil just makes a hasty retreat, a tactical retreat. And I'm just like, smart. Finally, someone does something smart. Hey, no shame in a tactical retreat, since this idiot straight up revealed to her that his strongest move did nothing, which obviously means any other move will do less than nothing to her. So he just does a tactical retreat. He also shouts out loud, Kobani, the plan didn't work, we need a new plan. And I'm just like, shut up. Not only did you tell her that your strongest move did nothing to her, you're also informing her that nearby there are others ready to jump her. You idiot! Shut up! So we see Kobani just on the side, cowering, pleading for her life. Like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, please don't kill me. I quit. We see Reze walk up to her, and then, that's it. We don't see Kobani for the rest of the film. I'm going to assume she's not dead, since Reze, a minute earlier, said herself she doesn't want to kill anyone she doesn't have to. So I'm going to assume she didn't kill Kobani. Okay, so the chase is back on. Reze goes after the car that houses these idiots, who... at first I was thinking, you still haven't given Denji your blood for him to heal yet? But no, he did. Off screen. Reze catches up to them and stands on the truck that is driving behind them. Denji, he turns into Chainsaw Man, he cuts a hole in the car, and he stands on the roof. Wow, no cars decided to stop seeing the imminent conflict. So no cars decided to stop. Like, no cars decided to drive away to safety, they just kept on going. Like, they had to have seen it. The truck driver had to have seen a chainsaw devil in front of him and had to have heard something on top of his truck, but whatever. So they fight. Animation is spectacular, by the way, I must admit. I may be forgetting some details, but, you know, throughout the fight, the Typhoon Devil shows up. This big-ass Tornado Devil. So, more fighting. How do I go over the fights? Because it's all just fight. What more can I say besides they fight? Wait, no, actually, did that even happen yet? Wait, no, I don't think the Typhoon Devil showed up just yet. What happened was, Denji and Reize, they fight, their fight brings them high into the sky. A lot of colorful fireworks, too. Unless that scene didn't happen yet. I think it didn't happen yet. It brought them high into the sky, and Reize just blows up Denji over and over, knocking him really far away. Really far away to, I'm assuming, a different part of the city, because they were so high up, and Denji just kept on getting knocked further back from the explosions. They fall somewhere. Reize gets the upper hand, realizes Denji has regenerative abilities, so she just holds his upper torso in her hand and just keeps on exploding him continuously until he is so charred up and weak that he can't regenerate unless he has blood. So I'm just thinking, wow, that is like the smartest thing anyone's done against Denji. Just keep on double tapping till he can't do anything anymore. And then she just walks away with his torso in her hand. You have his unresponsive body in your hand, and you're after the devil's heart. Kill him! What are you doing? Instead of just claiming her prize, she decides to walk away with him? To the point Hayakawa is able to do a sneak strike behind her, and I'm just thinking, how did Hayakawa get there? I guess Hayakawa has the teleport devil, because how did he get there so quickly? I thought that aerial fight brought them to somewhere else in the city. Unless you're telling me they coincidentally fell back to right beside where Hayakawa is, which I find that very unlikely. How did Hayakawa get there? Anyway, so Hayakawa sneaks up behind Reize somehow. And if I'm not mistaken, now's the time that the Typhoon Devil shows up. They realize, oh shit, this is really bad. I feel like I'm forgetting some of the plot. There was a lot to take in, alright? Anyway, so there's this woman who's dying. Angel uses her body, more specifically, uses her blood to heal up Denji. And they come up with a plan. They come up with a game plan. They realize, hey, Samurai Sword uses his swords to propel him from place to place, thus giving him so much air. Reize, she's able to use her explosions to borderline fly. Hey, all Denji has to do is the same thing. Use his chainsaws to propel him, launch him, borderline make him fly. Yeah! So how does he do that? How does he decide to use his chainsaws to move quickly? He tells Beam to turn into a giant shark. Again, something out of Blood Sea. And he just mounts him and uses his chainsaw chains as... I forget what those strings are called, like the whip or whatever. Alright, so now he has a gallant steed to charge into battle with, his shark companion. So, yes, they charge right into battle. So they charge into battle, riding upon his galleon steed. They fight Reze. They cut off her leg, and even Denji's like, damn, what a shame. I have to cut the leg off of a beautiful woman. Well, the Typhoon Devil just straight up offers her blood so that Reze can heal up on the spot. So our characters kind of shift their targets for a second. So they now go after the Typhoon Devil. Yada yada yada. They just fight the Typhoon Devil. And wow, it was really easy to take down the Typhoon Devil. Like really easy. Barely an inconvenience. And I guess that whole time, Reze just took a breather. Because she did nothing to assist the Typhoon Devil. Anyway, so the fight is back on against Reze. They get launched into some sort of like apartment building, some sort of office building, and I'm just thinking, how big is this building? Jeez, how big are the floors? Denji got knocked into one of the floors and just kept on going. Kept on going, did not make it out the other side of the building. How big is this building? She also knocked Beam off the building, and, well, this guy kind of cannot fly. So they continue to fight, and uh-oh, Denji's in a bit of a tight spot. So what does he do? He just jumps off the building. Somehow, knowing Beam was on his way and going to catch him. Not really clear how he knew that. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention that before the Typhoon Devil died, there was a scene where Typhoon Devil makes a big gust of wind to where it almost blew away Hayakawa and Angel. Hayakawa, trying to save Angel, grabs him by the shirt, and at first I'm like, oh shit, he has no choice but to touch him to save him. But no, Hayakawa grabbed his shirt. Angel was ready to die and, you know, wanted Hayakawa to let go. He's ready for this. But Hayakawa, it did not look like he intentionally let go. It looked more like the grip slipped from his fingers. But realistically, Hayakawa would have had no time to grab onto him again. But he did! So Hayakawa grabs Angel's hand. And you know what happens if you touch Angel? You lose time off of your lifespan. So Hayakawa seemingly maybe has lost 2 more months because he saved Angel's life. Okay, so there's a big gust of wind. Hayakawa's hand is on a telephone pole, or no, a street lamp, whatever, to try to, you know, maintain his stance, not be blown away. So one hand on the telephone pole, one hand saving Angel, and then he just lets go of the foundation so that he can have both arms around Angel to protect him. And I'm just like, how did he not get blown away? Wait a second. He completely let go. There's nothing holding him to the ground. How is he not being swept up off of his feet? If anything, the wind should be more powerful now, because we see the Typhoon Devil do more. That was before I mentioned Denji killed the Typhoon Devil. Oh, anyways, so Reze has had enough of this, so she just sends Beam and Denji straight into the air and just blows the shit out of them, like, completely. I'm kind of thinking Beam might be killed off, but nope, he's unscathed, he's fine. The reason Reze was punching him so many times was because Denji was inside Beam's mouth, protecting him. So they get blown near the port, I'm assuming, near the pier where there's water. Oh, by the way, the Bomb Devil's design? She was kind of in her underwear the whole time. And I gotta say, that pair of underwear she was wearing was holding on for dear life. Like, that was the most powerful pair of underwear I've ever seen. All her clothes blew off except for her Bomb Devil attire. All that was remaining was that pair of panties she had on. It's like, wow. That cloth must be made out of steel. What is that made out of? Anyway, so we have a final standoff. Reze against Denji near the pier. Yeah, there was also a line where she just straight up says, "Hey, can we have a timeout? I'm borderline naked. All my clothes are burning off." She said that to Hayakawa and Violence Devil. Well, at least there's still some sort of, like, charm and character in there behind the bomb aesthetics. So, oh no, Denji's cornered. How's he gonna get out of this? He pulls a fast one on her. Again, another Deus Ex Machina moment. Like, wow, 2 in a row. Denji pulls out his chain whips, which, once again, we've never seen him use before, and how did he know he can do this? Don't worry about it. He does that, he whips over Reze close to him. You know, kind of restraining her, unable for her to, I don't know, snap her fingers or point to where she wants to launch a bomb attack. So they're tied together and they just fall into the water, sinking. Of course, Reze tries to get out of this with an explosion, but all that did was just propel them further into the water. And at first I was thinking, would they really sink? Don't bodies float? But no, I suppose Denji still in chainsaw form would add some weight, so yeah, they would sink. So they reach the bottom of the ocean, or you know, the very surface, the very shore of the ocean. And well, we cut to the next morning where it appears that Beam has rescued them. We see Reze wake up with Denji's shirt. Well, at least the man has some gentleman characteristics to him. So yeah, we see that Reze wakes up next to Denji, who is already awake, and she is free to move around? Brother, what's the matter with you? Why didn't you restrain her? You did the same thing to the samurai sword before you and Hayakawa had a nut-kicking competition. Why didn't you do the same with her? If anything, she was a bigger threat than he was. And all you had to do to stop him was just to tie him up. Why didn't you restrain her in any way? Why didn't you... What was stopping her from just reaching into your heart and ripping it out as if she was in Mortal Kombat? Oh, Denji's faith in her being a good person. So, they talk. Reze reveals that everything was a lie. It was all an act. Oh! Oh! That stings more than actually having your heart ripped out. All of it was a lie. All of it was to get close to Denji to kill him for the chainsaw heart. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention this too. The scene where the two of them were on top of the cars, Denji has a very reasonable crash out. He's just like, everyone wants the chainsaw's heart. Who wants Denji's heart? You know what? That's the most valid crash out I've ever heard. Because, not gonna lie, every woman uses Denji. Anyways. So yeah, everything Reze was a lie. Her act, her appearance, everything was all fake. But Denji is just like, no, I don't believe that. I still believe there's good in you. Do you still want to run away together? Because we could. We could. I'm willing to risk it all for you. So Reze turns back around, goes straight up to Denji, and it almost seems like she's going to kiss him. Gets nice and close, and I guess instead of kissing him, she just discombobulates him. Because Denji falls to the floor and just screams out to Reze's name, telling her that he will be waiting at the cafe before he blacks out. Well, the sequence is over. We see the aftermath of the city dealing with the Typhoon Devil's attack. And what the hell is this guy's name? Kishibe, that's his name. I was thinking, where the hell was Kishibe the entire fucking movie? Because Kishibe, remember what he said? No devil has ever taken him down before. No devil has ever beaten him. So the devil that beats him is the strongest devil. And I'm just thinking, damn. They could have used your help. Where were you, huh? If you were there, you would have made quick work out of the Typhoon Devil, the Bomb Devil. Damn. You being the most powerful devil hunter out there, they could have used your help. But they had him absent for majority of the movie, because if he was present, there would be no movie. This guy, he's him. If this guy was there, he would have taken them down swiftly, and the movie would have been over. But instead, they just have him show up after the attack, show up to the city being cleaned, because they needed him in the movie somehow to explain where he was. Speaking of missing characters, you know one character that actually wasn't in the film at all? The episode prior, we met the brand new group of Division 4. The Shark Fiend was there. The Violence Devil was there. Angel was there. Where was the Spider Devil? She didn't make an appearance at all. I guess just don't worry about it. Everyone else from the brand new division, they all showed up, and I guess the Spider Devil, was on vacation at the time? So, we see what happens after. We see Denji actually is waiting at the cafe. We see Reze, she trying to get out of town. She herself also walks by a couple of citizens collecting donations for those affected by the Typhoon Devil. And she donates. She gets a flower. And holding that flower, looking at the flower, contemplates actually leaving. Or going back to Denji. She's at the subway station. It almost appears like she was going to step into the subway. But then no. She's still at the station. I'm also thinking, she's alone at the station. Wait a second. Have you ever been in a subway? You know how rare it is to see the subway absolutely empty? Especially during the daytime. But whatever. And at this moment, I was thinking, this is not a good look. She's alone at the subway. She's about to be attacked from behind. But no, surprisingly not. She actually does go back to the cafe, or tries to. She tries to run back to the cafe, run back to Denji. But before... Oh my god, I forgot to talk about something throughout the film. Before she makes it to the cafe, a swarm of rats show up. So the swarm of rats show up and then form a mountain that Makima steps out of? What? Since when did Makima have rat powers? I forgot to mention, there was this theme throughout the whole film about rats. Like, are you a city rat or a country rat? City rat, there's a lot of good food, but you live in fear for your life the whole time, whether humans or cats kill you. Country, the food's not that great, not that much food, but safety. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, that didn't really relate at all to this scene. Makima shows up, and Reize, ready to pull the pin. Well, I don't even think I mentioned Reize's pin. Ready to pull the pin, she actually gets smited from up top. The Angel Devil is there, smiting her to death. It was supposed to be Hayakawa, but instead the Angel Devil showed up. So, she gets smited 2 times, once that completely took off her arm, and the other straight through the chest. And I'm kind of thinking, you really didn't have time to pull that pin. Really. You had your finger on the pin, too. So, yeah. Reize dies. I'm kind of thinking, Denji, you didn't hear any of that commotion happening outside? Not at all. That was from the alleyway right across. You were sitting where the windows were. Surely you had to have heard something. But maybe that's why they had Angel show up to smite Reize so that it'd be more quiet. So the movie ends really depressingly. At the end, Reize chose Denji, but got killed before anything could play out. Roll credits. But wait, there's more. The post-credit scene. Aww, we see Denji really sitting at the cafe, waiting with a bouquet of flowers. We see off to the side that the flower he gave Reize, all the petals have fallen off. The shop owner has to close up the store. But before he does, someone walks in. At first I thought it was going to be Makima coming back to, you know, reinforce the fact that she has Denji wrapped up around her finger. But no, it's actually Power who shows up. Power sees, you know, sad, pathetic Denji alone with a bouquet of flowers, and she's just like, ooh, flowers, give them to me, I want them. So Denji just starts eating them. They kind of fight, and then the camera zooms out to the alleyway. I'm thinking, you better not tell me the body's still there. Nope, the body's gone. Okay, good. The blood's gone too. Oh man, through Denji's eyes, Reize really did leave him. He's never gonna see her again. Denji will never know that Reize chose him, and he will never know that Reize's gone, because I highly, highly doubt Makima, Angel Devil, they're ever gonna tell Denji. And you know what? I did think it was pretty stupid of Reize to turn around and go back to Denji, because at this point, surely public safety knows about you. They've seen your face, they know your name, and with that information, they sure as hell can find where you work. They sure as hell were waiting for you, like dumbass. I had a feeling that Makima was gonna show up to end Reze. I thought it was gonna happen at the subway, but no, it happened in the alleyway leading to the restaurant. The alleyway is the only way to get there? You couldn't walk there in broad daylight? You had to go in the dark alleyway? So I thought of a question after this film. Is Reze a fiend? So, Reze, is she a dead body that the bomb devil is inhabiting? Kind of like Power? Because remember, fiends have characteristics to them. At first I was thinking, she doesn't have any characteristics. But no, that pin in her neck. I even double checked too. She did not take off her collar with the pin during the pool scene. That pin is a part of her. So, is Reze a dead person inhabited by the bomb devil? And you know what else? Can you believe that the things I was saying before watching this movie, I got damn near spot on? Not predictions, but just things I said. Remember how I was saying, like, what could be more dangerous than a gun devil? Some sort of natural disaster devil or some sort of explosive bomb devil? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at me go. So yeah, the movie didn't play out how I thought it would. Initially hearing all the chatter about the film, I thought by the end... Now guess the next arc villain. I thought by the end of the film, I thought Reze would switch sides, sacrifice herself for Denji, blow up, die. No, that's not at all what happened. So my prediction there was wrong, but then again, I had like damn near nothing to work off of. I knew almost nothing about the film. Like the actual plot. I did get the pin of hers spoiled. Like I knew she had some sort of like grenade pin on her neck. So, you know, there's only so many things I can avoid being spoiled. But yeah, while watching the film, I was able to predict what was happening next. The fact that Reze was just too kind for a plot twist to coming. What? For a plot twist to be coming. Cause, aw man, that's too good to believe. You know, the way she was acting, that was every guy's dream. Oh wait, just me? Man. Take notes, fellas. Girls like that don't exist. But yeah, in my mind, I got the prediction of Makima ending her correct, just at the wrong moment. Anyway, so, yeah, there we go. The film. I enjoyed it. Animation was superb. I feel like some storylines were a little bit rushed, but that's the nature of films. Man, I wish I got to see your face. I wish I saw your eyes light up when I mentioned things like a natural disaster devil or a bomb devil. Little did I know. Season 2 confirmed, but no release year. I figured. Let me think. Is there anything I'm forgetting to mention? Sharknado reference. Alright, so here's the big question. Now that I've seen the film, which side am I on? Whose waifu do I say is the best? Because there's 3 main contenders. There's Makima, there's Power, and now there's Reze. Even though she's dead, we're not gonna We're gonna ignore that for now. Out of the three, who am I siding with? Who is my top waifu out of all of them? Well, if I'm gonna be honest, none of them. Denji himself explained Power's personality. She's egotistic, she's a narcissist, she's a bigot, whatever he said about her. I mean, don't get me wrong, all the characters are hot, but let's look past that and look at their actual characters. Denji literally gave us a list of everything not desirable about Power. Makima, again, also in the film, we see that she's kind of bland. We also still know nothing about her. When Denji once again blurted out in front of Reize, like a dumbass, that, you know, he is going back to giving his heart to Makima, Reize acts surprised. She was like, "Oh, I didn't know that witch had you around her neck. Wait, had you around her finger like that." So she knows something is up with Makima. And Reize, well, everything we saw from her was a lie. None of that was real. None of that was genuine. At least not mostly. Denji in the film even pointed out that, hey, she did teach him how to swim. But if I were to pick one, if I had to pick one, out of the three, who do I pick? Obviously, I'm picking Reize. Are you crazy? Come on. Did you see the way she acted? Are you kidding me? For now, yeah, I'm on side Reize. You fucking kidding me? You see the way she was acting? At least until we see more of Makima and how she's really like. Because right now, we still know nothing about her. If I'm gonna be honest, if you actually take account everyone, the best girl in the show so far is actually Himeno. The most genuine, good character. I mean, you know, there is one downside to her. She's missing an eye. No, of course not. It's because she smokes. And you already know me, I don't fucks with people who smoke. But yeah, out of the three contenders, like the three top contenders on this waifu war, none of them. At least not, like, seriously. If I were to actually pick one just on the bare surface, yes, of course I'm picking Reize. You saw the way she acted. Like, what guy wouldn't want that? Like I said, just based on what I've seen, of course I'm picking Reize. Are you nuts? With the way she was acting in front of Denji? But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how Makima really is. Because once again, we know shit about Makima. I don't even know what possible devil she could be with. She has the ability to squash people, but also she manifests from rats? I don't know, unless that's the devil, the manifestation devil, where you can do damn near anything. Okay, there you go. I finally witnessed absolute cinema. I know you guys were waiting for this, begging me for this, frothing at the mouth, wondering, when are you gonna watch it? Please, sir! Did I miss anything from the film? Guess the next villain arc. I have no idea. How can I possibly guess? But yeah, throughout the film, I couldn't help but notice that everyone just blurs out everything straight to Reze. Like, you idiots, shut up. Stop saying everything. You shout at her, giving away your location and next move. You reveal to her that your strongest move did nothing to her. And you say to her the person that you're interested in, telling her who you have connections to. You idiots! Shut up! And you know what? You gotta give kudos to Reze for putting up the act and putting so much effort into it. She even got a job at a cafe, so who knows how long she was working there. She wasn't working there for a single day just to lure Denji in. You assume she has to have been working there for a good amount of time. Oh yeah, also one sad thing revealed at the very end. So earlier in the film, Reze actually did offer to run away with Denji so that they could go to school together, genuinely. And we know she goes to school because we saw her doing homework. We saw her studying. But at the very end of the film, where she's dying, it's revealed she too didn't go to school. So that homework, that studying, that was all fake. That was also an act to lure in Denji. And you know what that means? It means the two of them genuinely broke into a school and just fooled around. If Reze also never went to school, then surely that's not her school, because she didn't go to school. They actually just broke into a school and just fooled around. Anyone else pick up on that? Anyway, so there you go. Chainsaw Man, the movie, Reze arc. Damn, how is Denji ever going to trust a woman again? Oh, you know what? You know what else? When that dude was willing to kill Reze on the rooftop, and he said he was going to show Reze's dead body to Denji to break him, I'm thinking, would Denji really feel that bad? He met this girl, like, what, 2 days ago? And according to Denji himself, if Makima were to die, she's only worth, like, 3 days of grieving to Denji. Would Denji really feel that much if Reze died at that moment? Would he just be like, oh shit, well, that sucks, moving on with life? Alright, so let's see. There was also the scene where he was asking Pochita for advice, like, I have feelings for 2 different women. What should I do? Opening sequence, we also saw a Just Dance sequence with Pochita. I mean, that was cute, also random. Anyways, I've overstayed my welcome tonight. I'm about to end this. Alright, last encounter for tonight, then I'll call it. The movie was good. I enjoyed it. Alright, no shiny. I'll see you guys next time.